How you doing, guys? Welcome back. It's LSP. It's currently the 3rd of May 2022. I want to preface the video by quickly saying I'm not going to be doing any analysis on Evergrow coin. So I know obviously I normally do that at the end, but I want to focus on the general market at the moment and make sure that what we're reading is correct, because it's looking like we're probably going to start to take a little bit more of a downturn. Possibly some acceleration to the downside as well, and I just want to kind of get this video out, go through the levels, and then I'll just do a separate video, for all the other stuff that we normally do. So, as always, guys, I have been, kind of pushing this rhetoric or this kind of notion of caution, caution, caution. And you can see that this weekly chart is not giving us any indication that it wants to go higher. It just seems like it wants to bleed and bleed. There are some levels, obviously, that I've made a reference to on Twitter and in my Discord. The link is in the description below if anybody wants to join the Discord server. But those levels are effectively rebalance points. 36,192 is a key level. If it hits that level, it's a little bit of a rebalance, and then it can kind of figure out what it wants to do after that. But at the moment, we've already dipped into this liquidity down here, and it makes it a little bit challenging in the sense of, we have to drop down to lower time frames to work out where these rebalance points are. But in the end, it's all down effectively. There's nothing showing any indication that it wants to go higher at all. If we just drop down to the daily, we can see it's a controlled bleed, a little bit of acceleration here. Small response, nothing, too exciting. And then a continuation, more bleed. And then obviously below these lows, on the 4 hour within this wick will be the rebalance point, which I think we'll get a little bit of a response from at first, but that response will tell us whether or not Bitcoin is, either showing any indication it wants to slow down, or maybe turn slightly, or whether it's just going to continue to bleed into this larger liquidity down here, which is looking like that's what's going to happen, to be fair. If we just zoom out on the daily as well, just to kind of get a feel for the entire structure, you can see the full negation points down here. So price coming all the way down, into this yellow area down here. That will be, basically neutralizing this last move to the upside, which was responsible for creating, the current all-time high. Very important. So if we do get down there, obviously we are likely, to kind of stabilize a little bit. I'm sure some buyers will step in, but ultimately the end result will probably be sort of sub 28, or at least 228, and then potentially sub 28. But for now, we'll say sub 30,000. All right. Now, as always, I don't want this to kind of unfold. Who does, right? I'm sure there's some people that want to buy Bitcoin at cheaper prices. Bitcoin maxis are loving all of this. The cheaper the price, the better it is for them, to accumulate Bitcoin. Those who really believe in what Bitcoin is and what it stands for. But for us who are invested in many, many projects across many blockchains, it can be very challenging, to see the markets in this condition. It does slow things down. It does make it difficult, for us to engage with the cryptocurrency market. So we just have to be patient and kind of let this thing unfold. In terms of Binance, because obviously a lot of the stuff we do is focused predominantly on the Binance Smart Chain. And you can see, Binance is showing, again, still that very little relative strength, in terms of correlation to Bitcoin. But ultimately, if Bitcoin really starts to take a turn to the downside, Binance will follow. It's going to take something of immense magnitude to stop Binance from following Bitcoin. And at the moment, it's just resting, on top of this, what is now almost no liquidity. So that liquidity is pretty much gone. There is, and what's interesting, and I need to do this now, but what's interesting is now we have a new area of liquidity, which we're going to make a reference to here, all right, which should be, it's actually there, but I'll do it here. I know you probably don't understand why, but at some point, I'm sure it'll become clear as we continue to do these episodes and these series and these talks and all of this kind of market analysis. But the this level here, and as it was white before, and it was denoting this liquidity pool, the reason I left it on the chart is because I wanted to see as a reference point what price is doing as it's approaching that. And you can see it's just been a slow bleed into that level. Now we can start to pay attention to this liquidity here. And again, putting Bitcoin aside for a second, if Binance starts to dip into this and we get zero response, right, then we have two major players, in the sense of, say, for example, Bitcoin, Binance, and Ethereum. For these three are the main three that I pay attention to. We will have two that are confirming this kind of no buying pressure, no bullish sentiment, nothing, absolutely nothing. All right. So with all of that said, I'm going to continue to maintain this caution. And I'm also going to say that I'm personally sitting on my hands. I'm being very, very careful. I'm not putting or moving money around at all. Most of the free funds that I have, is in stable coins at the moment, just to kind of let this unfold, let it do what it needs to do. For the Ethereum users of us out there, I'm going to get rid of this. That's been completely absorbed. Obviously, if you're a miner, this is not doing you any favors. And obviously, the more Ethereum continues to move lower, the bigger the impact obviously it's going to have on mining profits and so on. It is very frustrating. Obviously, we don't want to see this. The liquidity is effectively here. This will be buy side pickup if it gets down there. So I'm going to make this green. And again, same applies. If Bitcoin continues to go lower, then I expect we're probably going to see everything else follow suit. It will make it easier to pick the odd one or two altcoins that are doing very well against Bitcoin. If they're going higher and they're doing it pretty aggressively. But that's not really going to help us, because ultimately we're looking now for Bitcoin to just kind of reset, rebalance, do its thing, and then potentially start to move, to the upside if market, participation steps back in and we start to get some more push to the upside. So with all of that said, I hope everyone's having a fantastic day or evening, wherever you are in the world, and I will leave you with the weekly chart of Bitcoin, and I will speak to you very soon. All the best, guys. Take care.